Thanks, Randy, for coming.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Yeah. So, guys, I got Randy here. Randy is one of my best friends. Not really a best friend, like one of my really best friends, but my really close friend. We travel to many places, fish together, share a lot of hotel rooms together, share a lot of drunken moments together. If you guys don't know who Randy is, Randy actually won this year's Lure Expo competition, right?
Best blue water lure.
Best blue water lure. What else did you win?
Runner-up in
yeah.
ornamental and runner-up in best top water.
Okay, so if you don't know, Randy's actually half aboriginal.
Yeah.
Or you say half or more than half?
Half.
Half, yeah. Okay. So that's what he does. He does all these dog paintings on the lures and stuff. I'll get Humphrey to quickly put it and show you guys. Really proud of my friend. First time you entered and pretty much won best blue water lure, and how many others run out?
2 runner-up.
2 runner-up. You know, it's really awesome. Anyway, first question, Randy, I'm going to ask you. All right, is everybody coming is going to answer these questions, right? Is what is the first fish you remember that you caught? How do you catch it? Who do you catch it? Tell us about the first fish that you actually caught. Could be bait, could be lure.
First ever fish, well, when I was living in Adelaide, used to go creek bashing and catch yabbies all the time.
Okay.
And one day, a heap of European carp come flying up the creek. And me and my mate just ran back to the house, grabbed some hooks, because we just had like the line with the meat on it, catching yabbies.
What meat?
Just bits of steak and stuff.
Okay. So what, you use the meat to catch the yabby?
Yeah, just on the end of the line, you pull it up slow so you come up,
Yeah.
And then we've seen these European carp just flying up the creek, and like the creek was only a couple of metres wide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we just went home, got some hooks and made up some dough and chucked them in, caught a heap of carp and went back and chucked them in my mate's pool, and his old man went off at us for loading the pool of European carp.
Okay, just going to ask you a very quite sensitive question, right? Like carp is actually a protected species. But if you're Aboriginal, are you allowed to eat it or not?
Anyone can eat it.
You can't eat carp, can you?
You just can't throw them back.
Oh.
Tilapia, you're not allowed.
What about tilapia?
They're rubbish eating anyway. They're just full of bones.
Tilapia is actually very nice.
No,
though.
tilapia's alright.
Yeah. Okay. So Randy, I've fished with you. I've seen you catch dogtooth. I've seen you catch GTs. We've been fishing and we've caught quite a few amazing things. And obviously, last year you went on a PNG trip, a couple of PNG trips, got your black bass. What's the biggest black bass you caught?
82 centimetres.
32 centimeters on what lure was it?
It was on the G87 crankbait.
Okay, G87 by Duo.
Yep, Duo.
Yep. Why do you need to use a crankbait for catching black bass? Like I've never done it before, so I just want to ask you, why do they have to use such deep divers for crankbaits?
Oh, we were casting the whole time, so you want something that like will dive really deep, really fast, so you get it right in that strike zone, close to the snag as possible. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And the crankbait seemed to work. I got 6 for the trip, and 5 of them were on the G87.
Okay, the G87, and also the G87. I don't think is a wire true body, is it? Do you really need a wire true body lure for black bass?
Well, it didn't fail on me, so. But yeah, I've seen a few lures over there get crunched, like.
Okay.
But yeah, the duos, for some reason, they did the job over there the whole time.
Okay, I don't know if they're a true wire body, I'm not sure. I'll get back to you guys on that. I think the G87, off my head, I don't think they are a wire true body, I'm not sure, but
it held up, they were
it held
really
up.
strong, yeah.
Okay, did you have to upgrade the hooks?
I did upgrade the hooks, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So freshwater fishing and saltwater fishing, which one's your favorite, Randy?
Definitely salt.
Salt?
But I love all types of fishing, so.
So, okay, so I've seen you, like I said, I've seen you catch like really big fish, GTs and stuff. What is your bucket list fish at the moment? I mean, it can be anything. Could be like I don't know, freshwater gudgeon, or you know what? It doesn't have to be size. What is your bucket list?
Bucket number
fish?
one
Yeah,
on the
number
bucket
one.
list now.
Yeah.
All right. Rooster fish.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what is it? The ones that look like the big jacks.
Oh, the Kubara snapper.
Kubara snapper, yeah.
Kubara snapper, yeah. It doesn't help when we got a friend called Darren.
Darren just like teases us in photos
all the time, yeah. So if you guys don't know Darren, Darren's actually the owner of Feed, one of my best friends, and he sends us photos of all the exotic fish he catches all the time. We hate him. Yeah, gun fisherman, man. Like, you know, we went to Maldives once and we had a friend called Jesse. And Jesse's like, nobody will ever beat me jigging and stuff, remember?
Yeah.
And then Darren smashed him. Like, it was so good to see. But Jesse, it was a fun trip with Jesse and Darren too. So
awesome trip.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing I want to ask you is salt water, right? Like in like destination where we catch our salt water. Which is your favorite destination so far? Which is your favorite trip? Or yeah.
Well, it's pretty hard to go past PNG.
Okay.
But
which one? PNG, like with
PNG sports fishing.
Did you do both? With
both, yeah.
Okay,
so
okay.
I did the river exploration up Terrebonne River,
yeah,
chasing black bass and barramundi and stuff like that. And that was awesome, like cultural experience. The whole thing was just magic. The fishing, you know, it was tough, like lots and lots of casts for your fish, but when you banged one, it was rewarding, you know, like quality fish. And the black bass, you know, it's something I've always wanted to catch. So when I got that first one on the first day, it was like the biggest one I got for the week.
Yeah.
And it was probably about 300 casts in.
For one fish.
Yeah.
There's no bycatch?
There was, but that day there was no other fish caught until I got that one.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, you travel to this location, you think, oh yeah, we're going to smash the fish, but no matter where you go in the world, like, you know, when the fish aren't biting, they're not biting. So you still got to work hard for your fish, no matter where you go.
Like we've been to many locations, and you know, we've seen a lot of photos of fish caught. And me and Randy always realize that no matter anywhere you go in this world, there's no such thing as easy fishing. You always have to put the effort in.
Yeah, it's like fishing shows and social media have like given everyone a false pretense really on fishing. Like there's a lot of people on the trips that I've been on that they think that they've paid all this money to go on the trip and they're just going to catch fish hand over fist, you know. Fish don't eat 24/7. You still got to put in the work to get them.
And like we were in Malaysia once in Rompin, our first trip, and you know Rompin is a place where you catch 8 sailfish a day to like 22 sailfish a day, and we went there for a week and we barely managed to catch one each because you know sometimes we're fishing anywhere, like you know we had an earthquake an earthquake that is going to happen in a few days, and apparently the fishes know that it's going to happen, and you know they just turn off, and yeah, we had a really tough fishing trip, you know.
We still had a good time. We also got a few.
You had a good time.
It was good.
We all had a good time, yeah. It was passing the rods around and stuff like that, so it was pretty good, yeah. So Randy, another thing too, like what does fishing do for you? Like you see as a hobby, you see as a, you know, what do you see, what does fishing do for you?
It's my happy place, mate. It's like, it's what I'd love to fish every day if I could.
You almost fish every day, bro.
Well, I do work. But yeah, I'd fish every day if I could. Even if I don't catch fish, I love it, you know, just being out in the water.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't understand, that fishing is not just about landing the fish, catching the fish and taking the photo for Instagram. It is actually being in the water and, you know, enjoying yourself and stuff like that.
Oh, a lot of time goes into the fish that you catch. Like everyone always says, oh, you're always catching good fish, but I don't think they understand the amount of hours that go into it.
Yeah.
So it's about preparation, even the hours in preparation.
Yeah.
And the money you spend too.
Okay.
You know about that.
Yeah, Randy, I want to ask you another thing too. So you started Halfcast Custom, right? So all these not little poppers, like handmade poppers and stuff like that. So what made you actually start Halfcast Custom? What was the...
Well, to be honest with you, I started doing it because all the trips that I was doing, I was like, you know, buying poppers can get expensive. And whether or not I caught a fish on a popper or not, when I was getting home from my trips, unpack all my gear, and I was looking at some of these poppers that I'd paid, you know, between 100 and 200 bucks for, and you get home from trip and go, man, I only caught one fish on this popper, and it's like, it's wrecked, like the hook rash, wrecked the paint and all that sort of stuff. So instead of like continually spending money on them, I started fixing ones that I bought, like started painting them.
Yeah.
Then started putting epoxy on them, and realised that when I put epoxy on a standard popper that I was buying from a shop, it made them last heaps longer. Like at the end of the trip, the hook rash would be nowhere near as bad, the paint would still be intact. So then I broke a lure on a fish, and I just kept breaking it with my split ring pliers, and then started looking at it and like, man, there's not a lot to a popper, you know.
Yeah.
So I thought, stuff it, I'm gonna try and make my own. And then made a few. We went to the Solomons on that trip, and I think I took 3 with me.
The coconut ones?
No, that was like my first ones, and like
the
smashed
blue
the
ones,
fish
the
with
blue
them.
ones,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like it was ridiculous. I caught some really good fish on them, and the buzz from catching something off something I made was just like next level. So then it sort of just became an addiction. So after that, it was like I was just making poppers for myself, and I made one for my brother for a birthday present, and
You made one for me for the shop.
I made one for you for the shop, and you know that one's
I've
never
never
seen
used
the
that
water.
one.
Like 90% of the lures that I've made for people haven't seen the water because they just put them on the shelf.
Yeah.
But I made one for my brother, like a stick bait. It was the first one I did any like indigenous art on,
Yeah.
because I knew he'd appreciate it, and it lived on the shelf for ages, and then he eventually used it and caught a trevally.
I'm just gonna say one thing, right? I'm gonna just steal your shine. I was the guy that told you to put your dot painting on your lures.
You did encourage me.
We went to Baramba Lure, Baramba Dam to fish.
Yeah.
One day, and when we had lunch at that what was it called? Aussie World or something.
Yeah, on the way out.
And then we were like, bro, you do such beautiful dot painting. Why don't you do them on the lures? And this is what they turn out to be. Humphrey, can you show everyone? So Randy's lures are really, really beautiful. They have dot, you know, aboriginal art on them. And you know what? I think it's really, really cool because we got so many Aussie lure makers, and now we actually have a real, I mean, everybody's real Aussie. But
that
like,
one there is probably the first one I've done with like natural colours. That was like that's a custom job for someone, special request. So pretty happy with the way that one's coming out.
I'll just show you
Looks
some
pretty
also.
cool.
Yeah, because my original idea was Randy paint it orange and then have dots like like a
this
coral trout.
This
Yeah.
is like the Aboriginal version of the coral trout.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
So that's what I said.
And then, so then I started doing those, and I took them on my trips and banged a few good fish with them,
Yeah.
which is a really good buzz. And then we thought of the name, Halfcast, a bit of play on words.
Yeah.
Pretty cool name. Made a logo up. And then it just sort of became something, like friends of friends would want one. And then, yeah, now, like after winning the first prize at the Lure Expo, I can't keep up with the demand that people want them. It's like I'm away working 2 weeks at a time. I'm home for 2 weeks. Those 2 weeks I'm home now, I want to be fishing, and I can't put enough time into making these things. What people don't understand is like, this isn't to make money. This is just something fun.
And people don't understand
And
that
like,
every single dot you were telling me is painfully hand painted on with like what is it started with
a toothpick.
A toothpick. All right.
So it's like dot in the paint, dot in the lure, dot in the paint, dot in the lure.
All right. So it's not like you know, you can get a spray gun and you just spray over it and you know it's done in 10 minutes. Every single dot is done with like paint and a toothpick. I mean, we've actually discussed what we can do to make it quicker, but it just seems like if you do it with a toothpick, it always looks that perfect. So a lot of work has been done into them, and it's a lot of hard work, the paint work on this thing. So yeah, good job, bro.
So it's mainly just about doing custom jobs for people now. Like, you know, I'll do whatever colour anyone wants, even if they don't want a dot one and they just want a popper that's a certain colour that they can't get in the shop,
and
just let me know.
And also, I'm going to say this, it's not only the dots on the lure, they actually catch fish, because we've caught fish on them. The first time Randy showed me this lure, I'll get Humphrey to show you. I call it the coconut husk. I call it the coconut husk.
Anything on the coconut husk.
I'm
then
like,
about 3 casts later, bang, juicy.
yeah. I'm like, man, no fish is gonna eat a coconut husk. It looks like a coconut husk, bro. You know, because it's actually burned onto it. Yeah. I was like, Randy, which fish will actually eat a coconut husk? Three casts with them, boom. I'm like, man. Yeah. So they actually do catch fish, right? So this is the one I give him shit all the time. I'm like, this is a coconut husk, bro. You know, I mean, I know they're good and they sell, but I mean compared to that, I always like the dotted ones more.
Yeah.
But that's me particularly. So
Like occasionally will do a custom job for someone and then I'll make it and I'm like, man, I don't want to give this lure to the person because it comes out too good. And this is one of them. And Rob, if you're watching, you better hurry
who's
up.
Rob? From New South Wales, Rob.
I won't say his last name, but
Okay.
if you don't hurry up and come and pick this up, mate,
I'm gonna steal it.
This is going in my tackle box, all right? So
Yeah.
contact me, it's ready to go.
Yeah. So this is this is a new design, is it?
Yeah, just a custom one. He requested a sinking stick bait.
Okay. So
So
I'm very
turned out pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's pretty cute.
The dots on that one were like pretty intense to do. Like my vision's been going since getting a bit older. The old glasses that come out for that one.
Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah. So what is your plans for Halfcast Customs? I know we do sell some of the caps here. All right. I mean, we sell them. These caps are pretty cool. How much are they, Randy?
$24.99.
You actually put them on. I don't even know how to turn it on, man. Actually, how do you turn it on?
So there's
it's
LED lights in it if you want to go fishing at night time.
Oh, you see? So it's pretty cool. Randy made them and we just sell them because we're just supporting a friend. Awesome little stuff that he sells. So what's the future for Halfcast Customs?
It's just what it is. I'm not going to try and compete with the big guys because I can't, you know. It's just fun for me and my friends and anyone else who wants to get involved, you know. Like,
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you guys should actually see Randy's dot paintings, man. He is supposed to do a dot painting for my new house for a year already. He hasn't, because I understand he's busy doing poppers for all you guys. But you should see his dot painting on his it's incredible. Yeah,
Cheers,
yeah. So that's how I actually
You will get it eventually.
I know.
I got to get around to it. Takes a lot of time to doing it. So.
Yeah, so
Can you dot paint the boat?
yeah, can you paint my boat in dot paint?
I think we'd be better off like we'll make a wrap on the computer and just put it
Oh yeah,
that
and
way.
also Phil, like
Yeah, I got the
Beep, I love fishing, has actually collaborated with Randy. Can we pull, Humphrey, can you pull a jersey up? With Randy, with his dot painting, with one of his lure design. Is this design on one of the winning lures?
So this one, this colour sort of was the colour code from the one that won first prize. So
Okay.
pretty close to it.
So this is,
It's been
I
going
can't
up
say
pretty
it.
fast.
I love fishing. Filth, we call
Fire
it.
truck.
Run by our friend called Michael. So just a big shout out to him. Yeah, so you know, we are all anglers, we are all friends, and we love supporting one another's hobby. Like they support my business, we support their business, we support, you know, each other. We go fishing together, you know, we do trips together. So Bay Tackle Store is not just a tackle shop, it's more like a family these days. It's more like
It's good
a
fun.
group of anglers that, you know, through fishing we get closer and closer, and we just go and have fun and do crazy things together. So
Yeah, and like doing these shows, like Mick was getting his company going. He was keen to like get the dots on there, so that's just to help him out, you know.
yeah, so it's doing very well, but you know,
Yeah, they're going
yeah,
alright.
they're doing very well. Okay, Randy, I'm just going to ask you something very controversial that I'm actually very angry about. You probably don't want me to talk about it, but
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it, all right? Because I can't stand this shit. All right, so in the Lure Tackle show, you came in first.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna name names and stuff like that, right? Like, and you did give one of your lures to another local lure maker, and lo and behold, after that, I've seen your lures being like, not your lure, sorry, this person's lures being sold with dot paintings on it. And you know what really pisses me off? It's not even aboriginal. I just want to ask you, right? What's your thoughts on it?
Oh,
You don't have to be upset.
it doesn't really bother me at all, really, like, because he's not copying exactly
Yeah.
like what I do.
Yeah.
So, it's sort of a compliment, really. Like,
Okay.
if he thinks that something I'm doing is going to be beneficial for his, then good luck to him, you know. Like,
Because you probably realize that it takes like 20 hours to do one lure from dot painting.
yeah.
Yeah, so
But,
I mean, like, obviously
you know, like-
you got to understand us as friends.
But it's the industry, isn't it? Like, if,
Yeah.
if something looks good, you know, people, you know, fishing lures don't change that often. Everyone's sort of copying each other, mate. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, there's, you know, I got no.
Yeah, but you know, obviously for me, being your friend, you know, it gets my blood boiling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, but yeah. And how do you?
But like, it's, you know, I would be really, really annoyed if someone like tried to copy that exact pattern, of course.
Yeah.
You know, but if someone thinks, oh man, the dots look cool, which they do, and he's done some cool dots, like his work looks awesome as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But,
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to say is also, guys, all these dots, right, they're not just dots, they actually tell a story. Like when Randy taught me a bit, I mean, I come from Ching Chong land, I come from Asia, Singapore, right? I'm actually Ching Chong. And when Randy actually tells me, like, you know, this dots actually means gathering, like how a circle, and you know what I mean? It really puts a lot of perspective into the artwork, and also, you know, how cool, and this is derived from this pattern, is like a water pattern, you know, it's just really, really cool. So when you see a dot painting, it's not only dots, it actually tells a story, you know, like the cross hatches and stuff. And because we've been fishing for so many years together, I always ask Randy stuff about his culture, because for me, I didn't grow up with this stuff. So it's really, really, like, you know, it makes me really, really appreciate, you know, dot paintings, and also, you know, line paintings and stuff like that. So it's not just that simple per se. But I'm sure the fishing industry is so glad to have an Aboriginal guy fish, do almost the top end of the fishing, and also be proud of their culture, you know, Randy. And for that, I'm really, really proud of you. You know, like
Thanks,
you and your brother, like Kane. He was in the Olympics? Was it Olympics or?
No, he played the didgeridoo at the opening ceremony for the Commonwealth Games.
For the Commonwealth Games, you know what I mean? So, yeah, like I'm really, really proud that you guys are so proud for your culture. You know, it makes me proud as a friend to say that. Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, so Randy, what do you think that we should go and catch next time we go out? Like, where do you want to go? Because I actually plan Randy's fishing trip all the time. So what should we? Oh, are we gonna go do Three Kings?
Well, I've been trying to get you back, get you to come there with me. So
how cool was
we
the Three
definitely
Kings
need to
trip?
go. Three Kings is like next level sort of fishing. If you want to catch some XOX fish and get railed constantly, and like test your equipment, your knots and your gear, and get your arms stretched, like that's where you got to go.
Three Kings.
Yeah.
Okay, because Randy tells me all the time, what's the biggest kingfish you caught there?
42 kilos.
42 kilos.
But you're catching them consistently, 30 plus, like nearly
One drop.
Every day you're there, you'll probably land a king over 30 kilos and multiple. Like.
Okay. Tell us a story about that rod incident in Three Kings. So the first time I met Randy,
So
right?
your first.
I'll tell you the scenario. The first time I met Randy, I was at High Power Racing. I had 2 glass shelves, and Randy came in and was like, Ivan, I'm going to Three Kings. This is the first time I met him. I'm like, bro, he's like, I need like a 10 PE rod. And I was like, oh shit, I don't have a 10 PE rod. So I sold him a 4 PE giant killing, like a 2 to 4, something like the heaviest I got. I said, Randy, I don't think anybody in this world that actually does proper jigging uses a 10 PE rod. I know you can look at other brands that do 10 PE rods and stuff like that, but nobody that actually understands jigging will actually do a 2 to 4 PE rod. And that's my opinion anyway, right?
I actually wanted an 8 because that's what they recommended.
8 or so I sold him a 2 to 4 people. I said to him, I said, Randy, if you break this rod, come back, I'll give you another one. I'll give you a new one. So for 1 week I couldn't sleep because I knew Randy was going to New Zealand. And then Randy should tell the rest of the story, what happened.
Yeah, so I went on the trip to the Three Kings, and Lance, the skipper of the boat, he's pretty full on. Like, that's actually the trip where I learnt to tie the PR knot. He wouldn't let anyone drop jigs over the side of the boat that were using FGs. Like, we're like, why not? He's like, nah, the kingies would destroy them. And none of us knew how to tie PR, so poor Decky's like tying PR knots for everyone on the boat. Anyway, we were jigging, and like we're jigging like 100 meters of water, sometimes up to 50, catching these massive kingies, and I was using like the PE8. And after a day and a half, like, you know, you're getting pretty tired, and so I like pulled out this little rod that Ivan sold me, the giant killing PE4.
The major crow giant killing, yeah.
And it's like half the weight of the rod that I'd been jigging for the last, and I went to drop it over, and Lance goes, don't even drop bother dropping that small piece of shit over the side. And I'm like, oh mate, I just need a break. He's up the top of the boat yelling out instructions. I'm dropping it over. About half an hour into using it, like banging this fish, and rod's just like buckled, was bending at the first eyelet, and I'm just like thumbing the spool. Ended up getting this fish up. It was the biggest kingy I caught at a trip. It was the 42 kilo one.
42 kilo kingfish on a 4P.
And I got it up, and I yelled out to Lance like, "Oh, P4, mate," and he's like ignoring me for ages, and then we got some photos, chucked it back in, and like it was actually really pleasurable to use that rod to catch it.
Was it like
massive shock absorber?
Was that like the second biggest fish in the whole season or something?
Second biggest of that trip it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And about 45 minutes later, Lance comes down, comes up behind me and goes, "Give me a look at that small little rod of yours."
Which rod was he talking about? The fishing rod. So, like, you know, when people go to like Three Kings and stuff like that, they're like, "Oh yeah, I need an 8 or 10p." I'm not saying that don't bring an 8 or 10p, but bring a 4p or 5 or 6p. And that's the best thing about having light rods and rods that are quite parabolic, right? It's like, first thing, you're holding it the whole day. So being light makes you last longer. And the other thing, like Randy says, it's like, it acts like a shock absorber.
Yeah, well, I was hooked from that day onwards, so all my heavy gear just went out the window after that, because, you know, when you're using the heavy stuff, you just like direct hook up to the fish, like it's just you versus the fish, there's no give, you know. But using that rod that day, it was like the shock absorber effect. It was just like so much easier. It's just, you know, still is a massive fight, but it's not like so hard on your body, you know. So when you're using long trips like that, it's like great, and I think that's why I love the yellow rod as well.
So this is the yellow rod that I brought in many years ago. It's a Go Emotion. It's already been discontinued. I am scrambling all over the world to find stock. Okay, it's called a Go Emotion MJS. We call them the yellow rod. It is a 6-pound rod, all right, 3 to 6 pound rod. The first time I got this rod, I sold it as a bream bass rod, all right? And Randy got a hand of one. Okay, the first time we actually knew it was so powerful was I went to the Brisbane River. Remember the video I did? Catching the Jewy with Akram?
Yeah.
In the Brisbane River, we actually landed a Jewy about this size on a 1000 CI4 Shimano. And then everybody started buying, and Randy just took this rod to the next level, man. Like, we were in Maldives, and what were you using?
I was using like the I'm a gun,
like this
100
thing.
gram,
This thing is recommended for 25 grams. Yeah.
150 gram jigs with it.
Yeah. So
4,000 reel.
4,000 reel, 150 grams, and pulling out red bass from jigging, like, you know, 100 meters with that rod. And Darren from Feed,
He's sort of like
he actually designed that rod. So Darren designed the rod for Feed and also for Major Craft. Like a lot of Major Craft models is designed by Darren. And Darren looked at him and was like, I remember you
not designed for that.
Darren was just shaking his head. He was like, he was using like a 4,000, 5,000, 6,000.
That was 4,000.
4,000, yeah? And it was pulling like red bass from the reef with a 150 gram jig in 100 meters of water on that yellow rod. So the yellow rod became legendary. And then what's worse, right? We were in this big boat. Randy, we had this little small tender. I swear to God, it's no bigger than my bathtub, alright? So I don't know what was into. Randy used this rod and was popping nomad poppers like Chuck Norris's or
miniature Chuck Norris.
Miniature Chuck Norris off the reef and was catching GTs and Retro Emperor off this rod. So
Long-nosed Emperor, monster, and that was probably like, one of the funnest fishing sessions I've ever had.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, Randy, how does it pop? Hey bro, you just gotta strike it really hard because the rod is so soft. It doesn't hook up. Randy's like doing this once, like, but he was landing them. Like, it was really, really awesome. And recently, last month,
it's just been like an addiction since then. Like, just try and put it to its limits to see what we can do with it, you know.
So, you know, we get so bored because we fish all the time that we start doing really, really silly things. And Randy can tell you what happened in Malaysia.
Yeah, so we're in Malaysia. The challenge was to catch a sailfish on it, and we'd all caught one. We're all on the board, and this was set up from the morning. We were using it with a sabaki to catch the live bait.
Live bait, yeah.
And I just cut the live bait jig off. Didn't even change the leader or nothing. Put a live bait hook on it. hooked the live bait up, flicked it out, and yeah, I think I like run about 2 handfuls of line off the spool, and then it just started screaming, and I was just like, oh, he's grabbed it straight away. Yep, strike, and yeah, 20 minutes later we got the bloody sailfish boat side.
What was the kilo? How many kilos is the fish?
I don't know. Would have been close.
Around
25-ish.
25 to 30.
Yeah,
More than that, bro.
It was decent sizes.
Yeah, like, you know, so...
But it was just, yeah, it was a pretty fluke event because we were getting busted off on the big gear when they were running us up around the front of the boat, and we couldn't get up there quick enough, and the line would hit the front of the boat and snap, and just lucky enough when I hooked it with that one, like, he got me
everything.
up. He was like, I was on this side of the boat, the fish was on the other side, the line was like wrapped around, we ran around, rods underneath, Scotty like helped me get it around.
Scotty was like holding the button. Man, they were holding the end of the butt. You could see the rod bend
I was
over
just waiting for it to
front.
snap, but man, it won't snap. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And then when all I can remember is running down the side of the boat, and I could see my line wrapped around the side of the boat, and the fish was like over to the right. And luckily it was like pulling line off the drag, so it wasn't putting that much friction on the line. But when I got to the end, you could just see the line just come off the edge of the boat and go fling, and the rod got flung up in the air, and I'm like, oh man. And he was still there, and I was just like, oh yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I've got videos of it. I'm going to make a video of this rod, and I'm still going to try to get my hands on them. We get them very sporadically, but from my supplier and my friends overseas, they say that they might have found about 40 or 50 somewhere. So I don't know if I'm going to bring them in. If anybody wants them, let us know. I'll bring them in, or put it in our group chat. And if you guys want, like, honestly, this rod, right, before I even land onto my shop, it's all gone. I cannot even put them on the shelf to sell them. Like,
couldn't recommend another rod any higher. Like, you can use it for everything.
Man, honestly,
like,
not recommended, but not recommended. But Randy has put it through his paces like crazy.
Take it down to the Tweed and use it for top water whiting. You know, use it for flathead fishing, brim fishing. Use it for fishing in hins for bass.
And then
you just about use it for everything.
And then go to Malaysia and catch a
sailfish.
Like, oh man, this is crazy.
But I've had that trout that I caught on it in PNG.
Yeah.
Is probably the fish that tested it to the max, because the sailfish, like, you know, it ran in it.
Yeah, but it wasn't a dirty fighter. It's not a dirty fighter per se.
But the drag was set a lot different because they'd only had 20-pound line on it.
And that was on a 1000 Stella.
No, that was the 4000.
No, I mean in Malaysia.
No, so the sailfish was on the 4.
Okay.
The cobia was on the 1.
Okay.
But when I hooked that big trout in PNG, so that was with the 4000, but I had 30-pound line on at that time. So the 4000 was locked.
Yep.
And I was holding on to that and like grabbing the spool, trying to stop it from like pulling any more line off, and I was just waiting for that rod to explode. Like, but it didn't. How big was
the cold trout?
It was over 10 kilos.
Yeah, so you know you can catch a whiting or a 10-kilo coral trout from the deep with that rod. I mean, it's not recommended because I don't want to have to refund people broken rods or, you know, do warranty claims, but we definitely put the rods through its paces.
The only fish I haven't got on it yet that I want to get is a doggy. I've hooked a few and pulled up heads only because they just spend too long in the water. You know,
and the
sharks love the doggies, so they just get smashed all the time.
Okay, Randy, we're coming to the end of the show anyway. The same question I'm going to ask everyone that comes to the shop. Okay, what do you love about the fishing industry? Oh, not the fishing industry, I wouldn't say you're not really, but what do you love about fishing in general? Like, you know, the scene, the industry, what do you love about it?
Oh, I love everything about it. Like, just getting out in the water, not having to deal with day-to-day bullshit. You know, it's just stress-free for me. Like I said before, it's my happy place. You know, even if I'm catching fish or not, I just love being on the water and, you know, meeting good friends, going having a good time. So yeah.
And then I'm going to ask you the last question. If there's one thing you could change and one thing that you hate, what do you hate about the scene or in the industry, or, you know?
All right.
Bro, you can be open,
okay,
bro.
so before I say this, like, I understand people have to make a living and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not 100% sure what the answer to this one is, but I think the Rocky Council done the good thing up there,
What's Rockhampton?
Rockhampton,
Yeah.
the no net zone, like in the river, in the
Yeah.
Fitzroy. The Brisbane River, mate, like they pull 80 tonnes of threadfin salmon out of there every year,
Yeah.
right? So, and that fishery could be amazing if they made that place a no net zone as well.
Yeah.
You know? So
But
if
he's
there's
not-
anything that I hate, it's the trawlers and netting in the estuaries.
Yeah, and also, you
I
know,
understand
it's not
people
only
got a
the,
living to make as well,
but it's
so-
not only the Brisbane River, bro. In the Logan River, we've seen
100%.
trawlers, you know, in
even the
rivers.
mullet netters, you know, like
Yeah.
they're saying that they're targeting the mullet, but we know they're not.
Yeah, and you know what? And they are in what, like a river that's the size of 2 car lanes. You know what I mean? And they are netting and trolling. Is sometimes it's just really, really sad
But
because
they're trying to make a buck, and I get that as well. But
yeah,
we need to try and look at it, and whether it's
doing the wrong thing
the
should
government
be
buy their licenses out, or
Yeah.
we have to have fishing licenses or something. You know, like I'd be more than happy to have buy a recreational fishing license if it helps, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, actually, we were on this trip in Gladstone together, and we were with a commercial fisherman. His name is Bruce, which is actually our friend's marine biology teacher, and he was actually helping a friend doing netting for whiting or something. Remember, he was telling us the story,
yeah.
and he said in one net, one run, right? He netted over 500 kg of whiting off this island.
So it's-
And he was like, man, this is disgusting. Like, he's like, man, nobody can catch that kind of whiting in 10 lifetimes. So in one run, he caught 500 kilos, yeah?
Yeah.
Half a ton of whiting. And he says, man, and this thing, and he's actually a commercial fisherman.
Yeah, that's-
But he actually loves the water,
Yeah.
old Brucey. And, you know, people do this every day. I'm not saying that it's not the right thing to do. I'm not there to judge.
Well, that's
or-
their living, you know.
That's a living and stuff, but, you know, maybe something has to be looked into. I don't know, maybe, yeah.
In the estuaries, definitely. You know.
Yeah, so thanks so much, Randy,
Thanks for having me,
for coming and you know, joining my talk show. Looking forward to more trips. We're actually planning some trips
Definitely.
already, looking at Indonesia, Ilo, and Amparaja and stuff like that. Maybe some Malaysian trips again, whatever. But thanks so much. Really enjoy fishing with you. Thanks for being a good friend.
Thank you.
And also next week I will have Costa from Knobhead coming to talk to us because the water's warming up, everybody's catching sharks. So hopefully I can talk to Costa about how his shark rigs works and stuff like that. So a bit of info in our local river shark fishing. So I'll see you guys next week, either on a Wednesday or a Thursday. I'll let you guys know 6:30 most likely. So hopefully I'll get Costa to come in then. All right. I'll see you guys back in the shop. And if you guys love
And
Randy's,
if you want a lure,
yeah.
painted, any design, however you want it, just hit me up. We can
Randy, do
sort
you have a
something out.
website or how do people get you?
Oh,
or-
just get me on Facebook or on Instagram.
Yeah, just get him on Facebook.
Or even mention it at the shop when you come in.
Yeah, or you can always come to us and get his number and stuff like that, alright? So cool. Thanks so much again, Randy. I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.